Welcome to the Dork Forest. Jackie and her pals will never bore us. Shameless confessions
about our obsession
will make us laugh and smile. So let's explore the Dork Forest and dork out for a while.
2023, you guys, and I'm winging it. Hi, it's Jackie Cation. Welcome to the Dork Forest. That's the website, the Dork Forest, if you like a determiner. Dorkforest.com also works. JackieCation.com has all of my stand-up information. Like, it has videos, it has pictures, it has links to this podcast and to my other podcast with Lori Kilmartin. It has a merch store that has Dork Forest t-shirts. It has all of my stand-up merch and all of my CDs and DVDs. So that's what you know about websites. There's an opportunity because we're in the new year here that you can donate to the Dork Forest. I don't have a Patreon. I don't have anything really set up, though I understand you can set up on PayPal a monthly if you wanted to. You could donate and be of to support the show. This is the 17th season, the 17th year I've been putting this stuff out. It's free, but if you have money and would like to throw me some money, boy, howdy. There's a PayPal. There is at my email address, actually, Jackie@JackieCation.com, which you can also email me and tell me how much you're enjoying the show. You can also do Venmo if you'd like, which is just Jackie Cation. No hyphen, all one word. Picture of this person, me, and then I think that's it. I think I have Zelle, but it's too complicated. Other than that, let's do the credits. Patrick Brady still in, fixing the audio all these years later. Give it up to Patrick Brady. That's what a lot of your donations support, by the way, because I like to share the wealth. And then Bill Mose, he does the websites, and Mike Ruekberg wrote and sang that song, composed and sang that song with his wife now, Sarah. And at the end, he sings the Mexican hat dance, which is always fun. Anyway, I'm sure there's more to it. There's a Bandcamp that has a bunch. It has like a stand-up storytelling album that was never released. There's also a bunch of live episodes that many of them are free. There were 200 episodes that were not pre-recorded, and I sort of culled through those, and I pulled like 17 of the best ones. There's an album collection of that, 17 hours of Dork Forest. If you run through all of the episodes, go to bandcamp.com, Dork Forest, or Google those words, and you'll find it. Anyway, there's probably more. I can't remember any of it, but you're doing great. Feel free to enjoy the show. Hi. Jackie Cation here. You guys, here we are in my garage, and with me, longtime friend and friend of the show, Jann Karam, back in the Dork Forest. Dork, 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 dork. Welcome.
Is that the theme song?
It was short-lived, about 17 years ago. I would just play that word over and over and over again. Yeah. And then Mike Ruekberg wrote a very beautiful, tiny song. Yeah. And then he was on the show, and he sang a funny song on his episode, and I just used that as the closer.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's good to have a theme song and have someone write it for you too, right?
It was pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Jann Karam, by the way, stand-up comic, also super like bendy and stuff. I've seen you, but very, very funny. And if you guys go to Jann Karam on Instagram or Jann Karam on YouTube, you'll get to see more of that. But I'm going to spell it Jann, 2 N's like Nancy, Karam, Karam as in Mary, Jann Karam. It'll be in the notes.
Okay, great.
So, and there's also a JannKaram.com. So if you want to see what's happening there, she will hook you up.
I'm all across the thing.
Yeah, you're doing it. So we ran into each other because you were opening for Dana Carvey over at the club.
Yeah.
And hadn't seen you in a million years, and still didn't get to see your set. Felt bad about it.
No,
because I bet you it was great.
Bad. Yeah, it was a great set, and I'm going to be there this Saturday with Dana as well. Dana Carvey. Dana.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
oh, that's neat.
Yeah. So maybe John put me on the second show too, so I'll get double spots. You know.
Yeah, that'd be good.
We want as much stage time as we can get. Well, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, we do. We do want as much stage time as we can get.
We
I
need
tend
it.
I tend to ping him on the Monday when he wants to be pinged.
Yeah.
And then during the week, I literally just text him and go, anything for tonight?
Oh,
And
that's
then
good.
and then sometimes he texts me back and I said, I can give you 5 minutes at the Yoo-hoo room. And I say to myself, I'll do it. That's what I
Yeah.
say. I mean, it's not my favorite, but I'll take it.
Oh, I
And
love it. I love the Yoo-hoo room because I mean, it's always ends up being fun and they have the bringer thing, the audience is, and they're pretty open to
to
hearing.
hearing the new stuff, yeah, it's always very exciting. So I
I'm
have
going to do
this.
that then. I email on Monday, but I never ping.
You should ping if you can.
You do? You ping? Okay, I got the number.
You got the number. You're just like, maybe I'll ping. Maybe I won't. I
Yeah.
try not to do it more than once a week, just to, so
Yeah,
because I'm
good
sure he's
stuff.
overwhelmed. But
Careful ping.
careful use of the pinging.
Yeah.
But Jann Karam, how long have you been doing yoga?
Oh, yoga? Gosh. Oh, I don't know how many years, but
At least 20,
yeah,
right?
it's 20.
As long as
It's
we've
20.
known each other, I
Yeah,
think at
that's
least
right.
20
That's
years.
right. Yeah.
And
I got the COVID weight,
what, you gained weight over COVID? Is that
Yeah.
I did too.
and I lost flexibility and I lost my mind.
Right. There's all kinds of things. It's hard to regroup after 16 months of forced solitude.
Dork Forest solitude.
Well, I did a lot of Zoom stuff, which is why
Yeah.
we're doing the Dork Forest on Zoom now, which,
Oh.
provides content for my YouTube page. And if people ever want to watch it they can just watch the show, us in our rooms. And
Neat.
so
Yeah, watch us in our rooms, sir.
what
Our
made
padded
you
rooms.
what made you go to yoga? What made you go to
Oh,
yoga instead of
Okay, well,
Pilates?
okay, so my whole trajectory of fitness started when I moved. Well, I always kind of did stuff, right, as a kid in high school and everything else. But then when I moved to New York City to do stand-up comedy, New York,
Yes.
I dated this weightlifter guy and I have some jokes about it, right? But then he was like, oh, he was a trainer. So
Okay.
he was like, oh, you should start teaching. And so then I went to this one, like this is before they had all the classes, right? And then I went to this place called the Apple Fitness or something like that down in Wall Street. And it was a club with a little boom box. Maybe I even had a cassette tape. And then I just started teaching there. Then I went to this other studio, Body Designed by Gilda. And that's where I met Bruce Smirnoff. Do you know him?
No, does he have something to do with the vodka?
No.
Okay.
But he lives in Florida. He's a comedian. So he
Oh, he's a
left.
comic.
He's a comic, yeah. But
I have met him. Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, I know
Yeah.
Bruce Smirnoff.
it was the
Okay.
weirdest thing because it was all women. It was like above Bloomingdale's or next to Bloomingdale's. And that's one of my jokes. I don't have to do all the exercises. They would just stand in the back of the class, right? And so he was there with all these women. And it's the funniest thing that he would take these aerobics classes. So
Right.
from then I was started to teach stretch class. Then I moved out here, then go on the road. Then I'm like, oh, I need a reason that I have to work out. And
Yeah.
it's like, I'll go and I won't get fired. I mean, if I have to go or I'll get fired. So I needed that kind of pressure.
So did you start teaching so that you worked out, or did you start teaching so that you would be fit enough to teach, or both?
Wait, what? Okay. I did it. I guess there's a lot of reasons, right? Number one, to give to the community.
Thank you, Jann Karam. Thank you so much.
Well, and also, to stay fit, and that way I have to show up, and then
you have something to give. Is if you stay fit, then people want to take your classes because they want to look like you, or they know that you are fit, maybe.
Yeah, I never did it like that. I never did it like that because I think you're automatically sort of fit by doing it. So I never did it
because the classes themselves are exercising. What are the classes? Can you tell that I have absolutely never been to an exercise class?
Oh, no. Okay. That's okay. It's fun. Okay. Here's another reason.
Yeah, what is
Okay.
it? All I see is I picture
Okay,
something out of a Jane Fonda
Yeah.
video that I saw back in the 1200s.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Well, it is still like that. Okay, so wait, because this is a very interesting subject for me. There's a million reasons why I wanted to do the fitness. Well, number one is, look, I got to go to the gym or I got to work out because it's gnawing on me all day. Like, I got to work out because I don't know. We don't really have to, right? But let's just
But
say,
you did. But seriously, you did. You
but I'm
said to
not like
yourself,
a
"I have to."
fanatic. I'm
Oh,
not a
okay.
fanatic.
You're
And I
just
don't like, it's boring to go to the gym. It's just boring going by yourself. So then so this way I have to go. I kind of like learning about the format of fitness. And I also I used it as a way to help me build confidence in stand up because I had to go and stand in front of people and I was scared, because it's a serious thing versus comedy. I could just go hee hee hee. And then, but like stand up, right? I could just kind of laugh my way out of it. But when you're in front of people and they're staring at you, and the lady's like, "I don't have to do all the exercises," you can't break your mode. You have to
right.
then you have to know the format. Yeah, so it was very challenging in that way, and it gave me a lot of confidence to be able to manage the class, to organize the class, to be able to stand up in front of people, to be able to demonstrate. It's like juggling balls. So I really looked at it as like a way to help me not just stay in shape, but help me with stand up, to kind of overcome fears and public speaking stuff and things like that.
Okay, yeah, some sort of like just kind of shy or just kind of stage frighty kind of stuff. Because
yeah, go ahead.
No, so it has a. So would you write the format or the curriculum or yeah.
Well,
you would
no,
write that?
at first, you had to do it this certain way, or you take the classes or the certifications, and they suggest that you start with a warm up and then you lead them through, and then you get whatever kind of class it is. If it's, then you go into like the Jane Fonda stuff, and then you do a stretch and a cool down stretch, and then a relax.
Okay.
Right. So there's like a format. And then, so, I guess earlier, younger, you memorize that. Well, when I worked at Body Design by Gilda, you had to do it a certain way. It was this, and we were actually changing records on the album. We would change it. Like Caribbean Queen was for the lake, right?
Yeah.
I don't say whatever it was, and then we did Barry White for arms, and it was like
Right. So you had to move the needle?
Yeah, you had to change the record in between formats, or in between modalities, or whatever they're called, or whatever.
Okay, so you would do your legs to one song, and then you're like, all right, everybody get ready to do their arms, and then you'd go over and grab a new album and put it on and put the needle down.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, now we're doing this. Is it like that?
Yeah, but you kind of just do it smooth. You talk while you're changing it. And then we did, because girls, they want to have fun. Oh, we're doing like want to have 10
like YMCA and okay.
Yeah, that's all. So then because of that, like I learned all that stuff. So now I just sort of free form it, and I'm in places where they're not watching me. I'm not in a corporate setting where I have to do,
Right.
I go to the Jewish Community Center and I teach the adult fitness.
Okay.
Otherwise, senior
go ahead.
Fitness. No.
Because otherwise, what?
I would just stay in bed. Honestly, I would not. I would do the laundry and say that's enough.
Is it? That's enough. Well, but you do kind of love it. I mean, you're like, you love the sort of the minutia of it, right?
Yeah, no, I do. I really do. I mean, I feel good after I do it,
Yeah.
And another thing I was going to tell you about it, so then I would take these spinning classes, the cycling.
Okay.
Spinning,
all row people in a row. Okay.
Soul Cycle, whatever.
Well, why is it called Soul Cycle?
They changed the names because it started off to be this. The guy do you really want to know this?
Yeah, I do. I genuinely want to know this.
Your listeners want to know?
Yeah, that's why it's called the Dork Forest.
What?
That's why it's called the Dork
Oh, okay.
Forest, because of the minutia.
Yeah, right. I know.
But
I knew that.
but I
knew
am
that.
curious. I am curious why. What was it?
Well, this
Who-
guy,
Who
Johnny
invented the
G-
first station? Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so Johnny G started it, right? And it started spinning because he was this was like in the 90s. He was like a professional bike rider. And he's like, hey, why can't we do it? And so he built a bike. And that was he had the Schwinn spinner, or then he made it like Johnny G. Wait, I'm like Mad Dog. It's hot because I turned off the fan.
Right.
Okay, so then he had his own spinner bikes, right? And then so we would go to this place on La Cienega, Karen and I, Voigt, and she had bikes there. And so he was teaching there. And it was like more of like a meditative, ride a bike, play some trippy music and ride for 40 minutes and get the kind of exercise that you would get riding for 2 hours on the bike. But it's such good cardio and all that stuff. And
Really?
yeah, but then it turned all like rock and roll, frenetic, people screaming, yelling, going really fast, spinning too fast, right? And hurting their knees, whatever.
My God.
It got crazy.
Everyone, like, let me unpack this just for a minute.
Yeah.
Is that okay? So a real bicycle guy, right?
Yeah.
A guy who was a real bicyclist was like, if we put like the way old timey bicycle guys would train in the winter is they'd put their bike up on a thing, and then you could just spin in place and just sort of practice being a bike rider. And so spinning classes were these stationary bikes that he would have a class, and he'd be like, we're just going to put on like groovy music, and we're going to bike for 40 minutes, and you're going to feel like you've done something. Is that right?
Jonathan Goldberg, Johnny G, he created
Jonathan Goldberg. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
and then it was hijacked by like people who needed to spin faster.
Spin fast. So it was like, okay, first we're going to warm up, then we're going to come out of the saddle, we're going to do a hill, then we're going to come down, do some intervals, like speed intervals, but always with resistance, then come up and down and like different, but always listening to this cool music. So by the end, you're titillated and you're endorphin high, and you're drenched. You had a great
You're all sweaty, but you listen to music while you did it.
Yeah. And it was like it was less like bombastic.
Right, where they were just like, you were in the Tour de France. These are the last 17 miles. You have to go now.
Yeah.
And so there are people who do like to bike like that, though, right?
And then people got the heart monitors. They started going, okay, heart rate at 140, then Then they started building those into the bikes. But meanwhile, okay, let me tell. So then I go from Johnny G to a private studio. It was just people that liked that kind of vibe. Then I go to Gold's Gym. And this is all like, the reason why I also like doing it is because I could go on the road, sub out my classes, come back and do some stuff, right?
Oh, right. It was okay for your schedule.
Yeah, I needed a flexible gig schedule.
That makes sense.
So then I go to Gold's Gym, and now people are almost heckling. It's like the worst hecklers than in a club you've never had. Because it's not crazy dance music that's going. Yeah. And I'm like, I can't. Go ahead, do someone else. But people didn't want that kind of Zen thing anymore.
Right, which is much more peaceful. Yeah, like I would rather go. You know what? I would like to bike. I might bicycle in a group if we listen to the sounds of rain. Yeah, I do like rain and thunder. I might do that.
And you're just pedaling. It's not.
I'm just pedaling. We're just kind of hanging out and.
Yeah, but it became.
You don't have to actually throw a bucket of water at me. That would be that's what they would do. They'd be like, we're going to make this super intense. We're going to actually put you in a rainstorm.
The new people would do that, right? Yeah.
So you used to teach that when it was mellow.
But then I went to like forced having to do it at that, but they never, now they don't really particularly. I had some fans because I liked playing like R&B. I mean, that was another reason why I wanted to teach, because I would take classes, but I hated the music.
There you go.
That was it. So then I wanted to teach so I could be my own DJ.
Okay.
And I used to go to my friend Merle's house, who was a spin teacher, and we made mixtapes, and then we made burned CDs, and we would sit there for hours and put together a playlist.
Oh, right. Mixtapes are the best, right?
But yeah, and but also Merle had a following that was more of the Zen thing and more like, but he also liked DJs and like what's the name? Tedesco? Wait, Tia. Now I can't even think of the name, but like we were doing Moby or things, and DJs,
Okay, yeah.
Some old school rock stuff or whatever, but it would never go too crazy. A lot of U2 and just a mix of things.
Just more sort of a coffee shop rock, and then kind of just some more vibey kind of stuff rather than
stuff. And I go to this place for all day on a Saturday. So I spent a lot of time on this. I'm like, wait, I should be working on my material and not. There's this weird
but it was super fun. Yeah. And so would you guys
wrong with listening to music, right?
Yeah. So you guys would hang out, listen to music. Would you take the vinyl and put it on cassette?
No. So I can't remember.
Or was it all digital by then?
We were doing it for so long. He had a lot of records because he was a big music freak and had a big library.
Right.
So he had a lot of records, and then or was it anyway? I think he went from CDs too.
Okay. Yeah. And then you guys would just listen to the song and you're like, would I want to exercise to that?
Well, yeah. And he kind of would do suggestions. And sometimes he just gave me a big old stack of CDs that I would, but it wasn't all my taste, but I didn't have a burner and I didn't have, I needed the technical help.
Right. And he had a lot of different kinds of music and you could pick what you like. Yeah.
Yeah. We would play early Michael Jackson and,
Have you? Is there? So
Beat It is a good spin song. Okay, go ahead.
What? Oh, all right.
Oh
yeah. Which is kind of peppy. That's a peppy song to do some spinning too.
Yeah.
What about the yoga? Did this lead to yoga?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So then while I'm teaching, then I'm teaching fitness and all in New York, doing stretch classes too, right? And then of course part of the spinning is like that Zen thing. So then start taking yoga. And I think it was about that time that I started going to Bikram yoga, that's a certain kind of yoga.
Is that one hot?
Oh, not Bikram. Iyengar, not Bikram.
How many kinds of yoga are there?
I don't know.
How many kinds have you done?
A lot. And I really like the Iyengar. It's very alignment based.
Okay, so it's supposed to
put your shoulder blade into the rhomboids and hold it here, and instead of just flowing through the poses like a vinyasa flow class is pretty fast. So I like the more slow meditative kind.
I've never done yoga. So what?
I would love it.
What is
This is after.
You're like, I'm going to touch my body. Well, because we're on Zoom and you're like, I don't need anyone. But here's my question. Is so if you were going to do starter yoga, what would you recommend someone do first? What kind of yoga?
Just like gentle yoga.
Or could it be any kind of, can you start with Myanmar yoga and then you'd start with the disco yoga? I mean, I don't know the names of the different kinds of yoga.
Well, I think just like a gentle yoga, they have beginner yoga, depends on what studio you're going to go to.
But you said one of them was structural and one of them was flowy. What was the flowy one?
Flow, or they'll call.
How do you spell vinyasa?
Vinyasa.
Okay. And that one is.
That's more vinyasa flow. It's a flow. So it goes like. So I would just.
I like that you're super like, I don't want to talk about this. I'm going to show you how it's done. Okay. So you go from.
So I'm going to do Iyengar. I'm going to hold it. I'm going to look past my middle finger. I'm going to pull my right knee out. I'm going to firm my left leg and my left heels down. I'm going to slow.
This is okay. So Iyengar, how do you spell that?
Here's the vinyasa. I'm just doing like really
right,
bad.
just constant movement.
one thing connected to the next.
And the other one, Iyengar.
Lower.
How do you
It's
spell
lower.
Iyengar?
Iyengar.
Okay. And that one is more like you do a pose and you hold it.
Alignment based. Yeah. It's alignment based.
And the other one's more stretchy based.
No, it's the still same alignment. Like you all want to have all the same alignments, but the Iyengar really focuses on alignment, and the Iyengar, and the Vinyasa goes faster. Let's just say faster.
Okay, so Iyengar is more slow and deliberate.
Yeah.
It's it is there. So what is hot yoga?
Hot yoga is the one where I think it's like 26 poses, and and that guy didn't he get not arrested? But
was there some sort of drama with the guy that
arresting? No.
Oh, did he get people super hot and then touch their bits?
He'd have these retreats and things, and he'd get these girls close to him, and then there's
did he want to start a religion? Yoga itself is attached to a religion, isn't it? Buddhism or Hinduism or Christianity? Which religion is it?
Well, Hindu, right? Didn't it come from the Hindu?
I don't know anything about it, but I do know that you are having a hard time finding a seat.
Sitting now because I want to get back in my spot.
Okay.
Yes. I don't know all about the history of because there's those yogi people that know all that stuff, but it did come from India and from meditation, and it was created there, and then it got bastardized.
Right. And how long? And that's what we're talking about. Right. And we're talking about the bastardization. We're talking about the health benefits of doing those poses. Yes. Whether you do them deliberately with Iyengar or if you do them in a flow with ayahuasca or whatever the hell it's called. What's the other one? Vinyasa. There we go. And so how long are you supposed to yoga when you yoga?
You may have about an hour. Some classes are 2 hours, an hour and a half. 90 minutes is a good time. 75. Yeah.
75 to 90 minutes. Would you, do you like a 75 to 90 minute kind of thing? Or
I like 90. I like 90. If it's a good class, I like taking classes.
Oh, do you? And who?
And time flies too, by the way.
And is that what makes it a good class? Is it the music and the person spotting? Is there spotters?
The person speaking. Yeah. I like, it's really because it kind of just forces you to get out of your head. And that's what I got to do because the noise.
Right. There's a committee meeting happening at all times. Oh, yeah. You're just like, please don't read me Robert's rules.
And that's, what is that? Really?
That's those are the rules for having a good meeting and so I don't want that. Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. I didn't know that. What is that? Is that really a thing?
Oh yeah, it's really a thing. It's something that, like a lot of like the city council, they're run by Robert's rules.
Oh,
Robert wrote a bunch of rules about how you're supposed to have a meeting. And in my brain, I need to get out of my head too. So maybe yoga.
Yeah. What do you do to get out of your head?
I do. I actually wish I meditated. I wish I did yoga, but I don't do either. I do some prayer, which is where I just sort of say the same thing over and over again and try to have some hope.
Yeah.
That's what I like to do. That's how I pray. I'm just in a corner somewhere trying to hope and trying to just, all right, I'm going to turn my life over to a power greater than myself. Today, that power is the universe. Today, that power is the Jeebus. Today, that power is this cup of coffee. Like whatever it is.
Oh, that's good. So mantras and things like that.
Yeah, I just sort of do
affirmations, things like that.
Yeah, I have done a lot of affirmations and stuff like that with who's the woman who wrote the morning page? Louise Hay. I've done Louise Hay. Have you done Louise Hay?
I listened to her when, I've read and listened. Yeah.
Yeah, because she's a big fan of the affirmations.
Yeah, right. No, I'm kidding.
Have you ever done that? I did. I had a friend. Do you remember Jennifer McLean?
No, who's
She was
that?
my first roommate in Los Angeles. Now we're
Oh,
just talking.
okay.
Rangers, how's it going out there? Anyway, so but the in her book, You Can Heal Your Life.
Oh, yeah.
Have you read that one?
Yeah. That's your roommate's book?
No, that's Louise Hay's book.
Oh, that's Louise Hay's book. Okay.
And she had a lot of affirmations. And one of the and
Oh,
there was a workbook part of it where there was a suggestion where you had to say it was 400 times a day.
yeah.
100.
Yeah.
I love and approve of myself.
Oh,
I love and approve of myself. 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 Now, if you say it 400 times,
yeah.
you will notice. And I never sat and did it all in one,
Yeah.
but I would do it in batches of 10s. Like I was like, okay, I just did 10. And then I would try to do 10 10s. And I'm like, well, there's 100. And I would start to do them either a 10 or a set of 100 whenever I had a negative thought in my head. Whenever my committee meeting was like, and you don't know this about yourself either, is that you're not great, or whatever it was, beating myself up, right? But here's the weird thing about doing it 400 times a day is that you realize how many times you're saying something negative to yourself inside your head.
Oh, yeah.
So if I start beating myself up inside my head, I would do 10. I love and approve of myself. 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 But I do it 10 times.
Okay.
And then the next time I had a negative thought, I'd be like, oh shit. That was just moments ago. I had a negative thought about myself. I guess I have to do another 5 or 10. And what it did was it got me out of my head.
Yeah.
But it also made me aware of how much I was beating myself up every day.
Yeah. And so do you do it less, do you think?
Yeah. And because in You Can Heal Your Life, she said, say that to yourself 400 times, 400 times a day. I love and approve of myself for 30 days.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And once you've done it for 30 days, probably like exercise, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, it makes sense, right? Why wouldn't it?
Have you ever done that?
I've done those positive affirmations and things. You know, I forget, I guess. I forget.
Right. Your brain wants to keep you beating yourself up. So you have to remember to do it. So yeah. And then
I feel like, why should you have to be saying these things? You should already know it. That's how I feel about saying those things.
It would be great. But unfortunately, you aren't saying those things to yourself. You should already be saying those things to yourself.
No,
but you're not.
I have to say those things. I shouldn't be beating myself.
You should be feeling it. You should be feeling the good things. Yeah.
There's a shame involved with having to do the affirmations. I think I just realized that.
Well, and whenever you feel the shame, that's you beating yourself up for not already feeling like you're the best.
I'm the best.
So you're like circle fucking yourself. You're just like, I can't do the affirmations because I'm a piece of shit who doesn't do affirmations.
Exactly.
And you're like, wait a minute, that's a sign that you should do those affirmations.
Yeah, right.
So then you should do those affirmations. Okay. And then every time you think, but I don't do them enough, so I'm a piece of shit. You're like, oh, well, then I guess I'll do another 10 of those affirmations. And then you're like, but I didn't do all 100. I'm a piece of shit. Well, I guess I should do another 10 of those affirmations. Yeah. And then you're like, but I didn't do 100. You're like, oh, well, then I guess I should do another 10 of those affirmations.
So you do 10, about 100 a day, 10.
And as often as I think to myself, well, I'm a piece of shit, I didn't do those affirmations, I do 10 of those affirmations.
What do you say? What do we say?
I love and approve of myself.
I love and approve of myself. I love and approve of myself.
And then try to look in the mirror while you're doing it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what makes a good? Okay.
No, go ahead. No. What makes a good what? What makes a good?
I don't have people on the show so that I can talk, Jan.
No. But
everyone can hear me talk all the time. I talk all the time.
I know, but you're great.
But I want to know about yoga. I don't know anything about it. It's
okay.
Is it dumb? Is it good? Defend it.
No, I defend it because you stretch and lengthen. You know how people have hunched over. It helps with circulation, digestion, focus, your thoughts are clearer.
It helps with digestion?
Yeah. Helps
Why?
Oh, because of the poses that you do, any kind of movement stimulates the cells and keeps the regeneration going. And then there's certain poses where you twist and the twists are for digestion. So massages the internal organs, keeps your, thing daily.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff. It helps your posture. Your spine is the central nervous system. So that keeps, it gets all kind of fused together. So the poses like the sun salutation.
Right. You make me want to sit up straight for sure, which can't hurt.
We could do it. You could do it. You just could watch the YouTube video or something. I'll come over because didn't you want me to? We were talking about your stepmom, your
mom-in-law.
mom-in-law.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because she used to exercise a lot, and now she doesn't exercise because she's got these back pains and she has rheumatoid arthritis.
Yeah.
So between the two of those, it kind of knocks her out.
And that people shy away from doing the fitness. People shy away from it because it hurts. But the more you shy away, the more that you start to.
Right, it tightens you up and stuff. Yeah.
Density and all that. Why should you exercise? Oh, because I want to be a better comedian. Oh, never mind. That's not
really.
No. But you asked me, like, what are the benefits of exercise? I thought it was just to overcome my fear of standing in front of people.
Right. And that's why you take classes. Like I once took Pilates, but I did one-on-one Pilates. And the woman was like, well, you could go to classes and they're cheaper. And I was like, but I don't want to do this in front of a lot of people. I just want you to tell me I want to be babysat through this hour of Pilates. Yeah. Everything's expensive.
Yeah. Good, but one-on-one is great. I mean, but here's another thing about it is the mood enhancer, the endorphins, you feel better, you have a better sense of well-being. So along with positive affirmations, you feel better about yourself just because it's a mood elevator. Otherwise I get real down and dark and sad and,
right.
and all the affirmations in the world. I mean, I guess they would help, but just the physical exertion.
Do you do anything else besides yoga to get out of your head? Like, besides stand up.
So,
yeah.
Stand up.
Stand up fixes everything, quite honestly.
Oh, I know it does. Right. It's like,
it's the best.
I know. Unless you have a bad set.
Right. And then you can only fix it with another set. That's the only way to fix a bad set.
Oh, okay. I got it. Yeah. The writing and
oh, do you write? Do you do like those morning pages remember that woman?
Oh yeah. No, I meant writing jokes and things like that.
Oh, right. Do you ever
drawing on the right side of the brain, the morning pages? Is that woman?
I think her name's Cameron. Somebody Cameron. And she does morning pages and she does it's kind of a workbooky thing. It's also 12 weeks. I think she's in some sort of 12-step program. And so she likes the number 12. Okay. So I forget her name actually. I've got
morning pages. Yeah. Oh yeah. So anyway, writing, doing stand-up comedy, and I told you about cats that I try to rescue cats.
Oh, does that help too?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's overwhelming because once you get one cat, what about this one? But this one's eye is missing. And what about that person needs a
How do you find out about new cats? Well, because you have cats, right? Right now, you have your own cats. And then I think you said you were fostering a couple of kittens.
Yeah, a couple of kittens.
Grab a kitten.
Huh?
Grab a kitten. Grab a kitten and show it. You guys, this is coming out. These cats will still be living with her, these kittens, if you are in the Los Angeles area. No.
If you're in the Los Angeles area, they're available for adoption. They're all
and you need a kitten, or even if you want a kitten, how about this? You're willing to live with a kitten. Talk to me about talking to Jann Karam, because that's who I'm talking to. Jann Karam. It's Jann Karam on Instagram. It is jannkaram.com, JANNKARAM. Jann is with 2 N's. Karam is with 1 M, as in Mary. And her Instagram, and watch her do stand up, and she's very funny. But let's swap over to a kitty cat thing.
Okay, so yeah.
Have you always had cats? Did you ever have
No, I
dogs?
always had dogs
Horses?
growing up. And then what
Okay.
happened was I was with my boyfriend in Koreatown, where I live now. And my address is, and then we saw a cat and I said, I don't like cats. Put him in and then he kept crossing the street on Western and following us. And I'm like, no, go. And Westerns are really busy. It's 4 lanes, right?
Yeah.
So then I go. We were going to eat Mexican food at El Cholo. And I said, no, go. Stop. And I said, he's following us. So then we put him I had a truck at the time with a camper. So put him in the camper, brought him home, put a note. This is how stupid I was. Because I lived in Beverly Hills at the time. I didn't know.
Every time you call yourself stupid, by the way, you got to say, I love and approve of myself. I love and approve of myself.
I love and approve of myself. I know. Another thing is self-effacing. LA people are very self-effacing.
Well, it's too much work. You gotta, anyway. So you put up a note.
That's how stupid I am. That's not even for me. Okay. I love and approve of myself.
There you go.
Effing Om.
Yes.
Motherfucking Om. So then put him in the truck, in the Toyota pickup truck, took him home, put up notes. Anyone lost a cat? It's like, I'm sure in Koreatown, there's the black cat that's 11 months old or so. So adorable, so sweet. We kept it and they kept him. So Kitty was a boy, but lived till 20 years old. And we broke up. And then I ended up with him. And then I got 2 other cats because he was lonely. And then since then, I've always had 3 cats. Well,
you've always had 3 cats.
Not always, but I mean, because that kitty, I was like, oh, and then those 2 were here, then got another cat. Then those 2 died, and I got 1. Then I recently got 2 more. So there's 3 total.
You have 3 total cats, or do you have 5 cats in that house?
No, just 3, including the 2 fosters. No,
oh, okay.
Because the other 2 passed away.
Right. So you have 1 cat, and now you have 2 kittens that are available if somebody wants to adopt a cat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are they local? Are they can you pick one up and show us on YouTube what they look like?
Yeah. Oh, find them on YouTube. Should I make a YouTube?
No, you should
okay, believe it or not, I have with my friend, we have a little rescue TNR, TNR, trap, neuter, and return. Release.
Yes. Right.
Andy does that. And Elaine Boozler is a big cat person, or dog and cat person. You knew that,
My
right?
friend Arbonne, she ended up I didn't know where she lived, and all of it. One day I saw her feeding all the feral cats in our neighborhood.
Arbonne,
We have dozens and dozens of cats, and everybody feeds the cats. And Andy was always like, "We're never going to feed the cats. We will give the cats an occasional treat."
Okay.
And I was like, "And the difference is," and he was like, "Well, the difference is that." Right. And so he would catch the cats with our neighbor whose name is Kathy, but likes to be called Cat.
Oh, okay.
Because she likes cats. And she has dozens of she takes care of dozens of the feral cats. And then on the end of the block, there's a different dozen feral cats. And
it's crazy over there.
And then when my mom-in-law moved in, she brought a cat, and it was a indoor outdoor cat, Tigger.
Yeah.
And so it took a week, and then she was like, well, Tigger can go out the back door because our backyard is enclosed.
Yeah.
But she can't go out the front door because I'm afraid she's going to get with the cats and get in a fight or something. And Tigger is 15 or 16 years old, so she doesn't need to get in a fight with strange cats. And
gonna keep her inside, right? Because she doesn't.
Well, she does come out. She comes out in the backyard a little bit.
Oh, she did. Okay.
And she'll sit on sort of the back landing of Chris's bathroom door.
Oh, okay.
Exit. Yeah.
That's
like a porch. And she really likes it.
Oh.
And I haven't lived with a cat since probably 1990, 91. And it was a Persian, and I was super allergic.
Okay.
I was allergic. I don't think I'm allergic to Tigger. Tigger is just a gray and white kind of tabby looking cat.
Yeah.
And seems like a nice enough cat.
Yeah.
What do you
Who's that?
Do you like cats because you can leave them overnight and you don't have to walk them? What do you like about a cat? as opposed to a dog.
Yeah. So we
Let me just say that Jann Karam's Zoom is frozen, or mine has. And so something's going to happen once it becomes unfrozen. But you should know that I'm talking with Jann Karam, and it's JannKaram, and JannKaram.com. You can go to Jann Karam on Instagram. And yeah, we may have to call it, but let's see. Maybe I'll stop it, and then I don't know what happened to her. Yeah, she got kicked off. You guys, it's still recording, but it's just me. Kind of exciting. I wonder if she'll log back on. Let's, there she is. She's coming in hot, you guys. Coming in hot. The audio's still connecting. She is muted. Don't forget to wash your hands, by the way. Behind her on the kitchen, on her refrigerator.
Okay, now we can get on to the other subject, which I made these during the COVID, because I paint, right?
Oh, I did not know that you
Makeup.
painted.
Yeah.
Is that your hand? Is that a handprint of your hand?
Yeah. So the one woman show, and that was from the one woman show, like go your own way in life, make your handprint. And I go, hey, let's make wash your hands t-shirts and swag and everything. But that didn't go anywhere. I thought for sure, I could get it in schools, hospitals, whatever.
Yeah.
But they just got their regular. I know. I spent a lot of money. But
they
I'm good
look
enough.
really
And
cool.
doggone it, people like me.
Exactly. You are loved and the universe supports you.
Yeah.
The art is very beautiful. So
Yeah, so I thought my idea was to like make public health awareness art, so that because instead of those standard signs, go ahead and make something fun, and this would be cute in kids' schools in their bathrooms, and
yeah.
instead of just like the regular wash your hands. God damn it!
Is right. Is that your handprint?
Yeah.
That's nice.
And
You have
then
a
I
nice
also
small
drew
hand.
I also drew it was shrunk. I
was going to say your penis must be tiny.
My
Um,
penis. But I also did those with markers and all that. And this is from my act, just show and tell now. Get it, girl.
Yeah, get it,
that
girl.
looks really good. You should get it.
You guys got to go to Dork Forest. You got to go to the YouTube Dork Forest page and check out. We're right now in Jann Karam's kitchen, and we're checking it out and seeing how it is. Do you have
I had to move because the Wi-Fi back there wasn't any good, and I'm using my neighbor's. I pay him. we share Wi-Fi.
Oh, do you?
Is that bad? Yeah.
No, that is shrewd. You are shrewd to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice that you're friends with your Wi-Fi, with your neighbors so much.
Okay. Yeah.
And what about your cats?
The
lighting is really good. Is your cat around?
Let me see. I don't want to walk too far because there's messes and stuff.
Oh, right. So
hold on. I mean, it's selective showing.
Right.
Okay.
Here we are. We get to see a little bit of the corner of her delightful kitchen as she goes to try and find one of her cats. We're live, you guys. We aren't live. This is pre-recorded. But how great would it be if I could just be like Geraldo Rivera's safe? It's just like, here we are in Jann Karam's kitchen, waiting for her to find a cat. And she's going to bring that cat back. Look at this tiny little kitten. Is that one of the kittens?
Yeah, this is Sasha.
Hey, Sasha. Wait. You are a super cute little kitty. Look at that kitty. Hello.
She was just taking a nap, so she's very sleepy.
And she's a noodle of a cat. That is like when they're so little, when they're kittens, they're just kind of bendy, much like a yoga. Look. The yoga.
Yeah. Oh my God. Animal abuse.
Not so much.
Say hello.
Hey, Jan, it has been an hour, so we could call it if you like.
Okay.
But it's been a delight talking to you.
Has it really? I don't know. How do I compare to other people?
I love and approve of myself. I love and
Oh,
approve
that's
of
right. I
myself.
love it about myself. There's nobody like me. I'm unique. Even if people don't like me, it's okay.
You're a fucking Fabergé egg, Jann Karam, and you should treat yourself as such.
'Cause I do
Rangers,
yoga. No, I'm good.
it's the yoga. We learned about a couple of kinds of yoga. We got to see a kitty cat, and we got to dork out with Jann Karam.
Yeah.
Thank
it
you
was
so
really
much
fun.
for doing the
Thank
show,
you,
Jann.
Jackie. What?
And Rangers, you know the rules out there. Take care of each other. Here we are.
Here we are. Here we are.
Hi, Adele.
How was the show?
It's the weird phone bonus where I talked to Andy Ashcraft
Ooh, that's
about about how the show was. I just recorded with Jann Karam,
neat. Mhm.
and she couldn't find her headphones,
Hmm.
and she got distracted at one point, and I had to actually say out loud, I have people on not to hear myself talk, but to hear them talk about a thing they love. And she was like, but I'm interested in what you were just about to say. And I'm like, I don't care.
I am also interested in what you were about to say.
I was interested in what she had to say about yoga.
Oh, okay.
It was going to be about yoga. It was going to be about senior
Bendy.
exercise. Bendy, that's all I know about it.
Right.
There's some sweating. Sometimes there's hot yoga.
There's also some sort of spirituality thing that goes along with it. I'm understood.
Right. It's been co-opted and bastardized, is what she said.
What?
By just the people who just want to bend. They don't want a Hindu. They just want to bend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you can yoga without Hinduing.
Right. But you can't Hindu without no, I don't actually know that. I would have to get a person on who would talk about that.
That's funny.
Andy's been hanging out with enough comics that he doesn't laugh, but he laughs. He does both.
I did
He
both.
does
I did
both.
both. I laughed.
Right. But if you were a comic, you wouldn't have laughed at all. You would have just said, that's funny. So what I like about you is that you're not a comic and you laughed. And then, but you've also realized that it must be said, that's funny.
That was also funny.
You guys, we're trying this now. He's like, do you want a yoga?
No.
Do you want to force your mom to go to a class of yoga?
No.
Okay. So, well, that's what we were going to talk about, Jann Karam and I, because she teaches senior chair yoga at the Jewish Community Center,
Oh.
but it's far away. But
I'm
she
not
was
making
like,
my mom go Jewish either.
she's also got to convert to Judaism, but she has to go 3 times.
Hindu. Judaism.
Oh, she's got to convert to Hinduism. That's what you're going to make your mama do.
That's right.
Your mom at this point, I believe, is an agnostic.
Oh, yeah, very much.
There you go. Guys, we've gone into the weeds. So
far into the weeds.
thanks for watching and listening and all the things. I'm going to close out normal. Okay, bye. Be good to each other out there. You know the rules.
My hat, my hat, my hat. They're dancing around my hat, my hat, my hat, my hat. Well, what do you think of that? If it looks like a Mexican hat dance and it sounds like a Mexican hat dance, it's most likely a Mexican hat dance. So take off your hat and let's dance.
Yay! Oh my God. Why don't we just call that as the end of the show?